So if anyone's ever wondered what it feels like to be part of a movement, whether you're gay or not, but part of a movement for change that's bigger than yourself, this is what it feels like.
It started with a sign. Hate-driven and derogatory graffiti scribbled across a bathroom stall next to the history department was the precursor to the biggest student and community rally on the Fort Lewis College campus. In the fall semester of 2010, a domino effect of hate speech and an extreme church group stunned students and faculty of the gay community, along with their supporters and allies. On November 9th, at a college of nearly 4,000 students, more than 1,000 students gathered at Ray Dennison Memorial Football Field in support of diversity and equality. In weeks prior, an explicit message of hate and homophobia was written in a men's restroom of Noble Hall. Messages like "kill fags" spread quickly across several restrooms all over campus.
It was the very first incident of the hate speech in the bathroom just down the hall from my office that basically said, "You history homo profs are being watched." Now, in all the years I've been out and dealing with, anti-gay speech, right, it never felt so personalized. Right, that I was targeted as a group, a larger group, but this particular incident felt very personal. Right, there are 3 gay professors in this department, and so all of us were targeted, but I mean, that's a really small group.
In a college that identifies with liberal acceptance towards all walks of life, the messages rock the campus. The growing occurrences of hate enlighten the community of a much bigger picture. Issues that are a daily struggle for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered community.
Anytime you're standing in opposition to a large group, you're going to feel prickles on your neck or whatever that make you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, and unfortunately that's kind of the position a lot of us here on campus are in with this situation, including some of our faculty who receive very specific threats.
I was just kind of avoiding it, and it was affecting my sleep, it was affecting my work. I would come up to the office, 7:30 in the morning, nobody's here, it's quiet, I can get work done. I'd stay, till the late evening, be dark out, and now I don't. I won't do that. I never thought of safety as a real concern on this campus.
I mean, they don't feel comfortable. I mean, when you have people calling you crude names, queer, fag, stuff like that every time you walk across campus, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. And there are people who like to say that type of stuff.
When you talk about equality, there's a lot of equality rights that once you walk outside of the walls of the campus that aren't being honored. Partnership rights, whatever way you want to look at it. A straight person in society has far greater rights than I do as a gay man.
In light of the recent hate speech, Code Red, a bias awareness program on campus, decided to screen the documentary The Anatomy of Hate. Westboro Baptist Church, an anti-gay group from Topeka, Kansas, planned to picket outside of the movie screening.
The Westboro Baptist Church being here, which is a very radical approach. People have different ideas in terms of how much they accept gay people in this country. And you have people who accept us completely, and you have people who tolerate us, and then you have people who hate us. And the Westboro Baptist Church fall on that very hate end of the spectrum. And then if you still have your opinions at the end of the day, that's fine. But at least you're making those opinions, with an informed basis. And sometimes I think on certain issues, some people just shut down. And gay issues are one of those things that many people in this country just don't want to discuss.
Again, it depends on their background, right? How were they raised? Were they raised in a particularly religious atmosphere that says, look, this is what the Bible says, and therefore, no. Lack of discussion, conversation, communication, right? Just get to know somebody, right? It's that fear. And if you don't want to try to understand it, then you just negate it, or deny it, or maybe attack it.
I mean, when you have a child who doesn't know any better, whose parent has put a sign in their hand and it says, "God hates fags and fags die," that's tough.
Although Westboro Baptist Church never showed up, Durango Herald journalist Emery Cohen was impressed by the large turnout at the rally.
I was at a similar Protest for Peace on CU's campus.
Yeah.
And Fort Lewis's turnout dwarfed CU's numbers, which was really interesting just because CU is a school of 30,000 people. So
Westboro Baptist Church counter rally was amazing, for me at least, and I've talked to a lot of the prison members, and they all felt extremely supported by our community during that day, because until that point we've been trying to get people together to show support for us, and it's been kind of a struggle. But when you bring someone as radical as Westboro Baptist Church to our campus, it really brought to light how many people are here to support us. And it was amazing to see that, because we had roughly 1,400 people who came to the rally, and everything was optimistic, everyone was supportive, and it was just amazing to see.
The reasoning behind the rally was to say, Westboro, you're not welcome, but the reason you're not welcome is because you're bringing hate onto our campus.
Shortly after the rally, student body president Alray Nelson, who identifies as being gay, turned himself into police for allegedly reporting false threats. He then resigned from office and is awaiting a hearing at the end of December.
But it was one mistake that I made, and that was, going to elevating the whole thing and being very selfish. And how would I say, selfish in the terms of liking the attention. And I never meant to hurt anyone. It was a selfish act. And I regret it.
I don't know his motives. I wish I did.
Okay.
I really do. I wish I knew what was going through his head, but I don't know.
It's tough to speculate on someone's motives when they do something like this. His quote in the Herald said that he did this to bring attention and he did it for the greater good. But I just don't feel like you can ever falsify anything and have it be for good. You can't do anything good in the wrong way and expect the good to last.
I was very angry, incredibly angry that somebody would do that, because it added to the terror and the fear on this campus. It did nothing to help.
I think it's very unfortunate that Alray Nelson fabricated the pieces of the story that he did. I also think it's very unfortunate that he decided to show up to that rally and give basically a political speech at the rally, because it wasn't a rally for Alray Nelson. It was a rally against hate and against Westboro Baptist Church and supporting equality on our campus.
There were students that felt betrayed because they felt that when they were out there rallying against hate or standing out there to support me, that it didn't mean anything after everything occurred. But that's something that I want students to understand, that was all real. And the feelings and the heart and the tears and the laughter and friendship and that connection and that building of a community of all those few days that we did this together, that's true.
Because of the discrimination experienced at Fort Lewis this semester, some students and faculty questioned whether our school has a problem.
There is a problem we need to address. But like I said, on a grand scale, no. Like I said, I've seen so much support from my colleagues, from various students, for what I was dealing with and for what my colleagues were going through.
I think the school has made progress, but it's still really hard to be gay in this society.
Our school's starting to get the idea. We just got a resource center, which is amazing, because we can start building with that to create a more diverse population here and more support. But I think we have a long way to go. I think that in order for the students of that community to feel supported here, we're going to have to take a lot of steps so they actually have that support.
There's